Hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm trying to make sure that my mic is on and not muted. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, perfect. What's happening, everybody? How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining today. My name is Demita McGee. I am the founder of Christian Founders Academy, and I'm so honored and grateful that you're hanging out with me for a few minutes. If we are not connected, let's do so. I know you maybe catch me because maybe somebody shared me with you. Maybe I don't know. But if we're not connected, let's make sure we do connect. And we can do that like right here. You see that? You can connect with me on our website where you get all kinds of free goodies. And then, of course, you can also connect with me on Facebook if you're not watching me on Facebook right now. I failed to say that the reason, the purpose, the mission behind these videos, this channel, the business, everything is to help individuals, entrepreneurs, aspiring and existing, align their business with biblical principles. And one small thing that you can do to help with that mission is simply subscribe to this channel. If you're watching on YouTube, just hit the subscribe button, like the video, and perhaps talk to me. Let's talk. I love it when you guys leave comments because we get to have a conversation. It's not a dialogue, or it's not a monologue. It's a dialogue. And then, of course, if you are watching any place else, do the same thing. Share this with somebody who it may actually benefit, get some value from it. Because today is actually some good information that I'm going to share with you. Not like any other day is not good, but I'm really excited about today. So if you know somebody who could use this info, just go ahead and share. So I want to talk to you guys. It is, at the time of this recording, it's the beginning of the year. We are literally we're starting the third week of a brand new year. And I know at the beginning of the year, we have all this expectation, all this excitement around the possibilities of what we can do, of what we can be, of what we can accomplish. And honestly, by this time, a lot of us have kind of slipped off the bandwagon of those New Year's resolutions. But then guess what? You can always start over whenever you want to. But there are some of us who are committed enough and disciplined enough to get what it is that we want and to work for it. And what I want to share with you today is basically the title of this, which I called the most profitable strategy working in my business. Right now, this is how I closed out last year, and this is how we're starting this year. It is the most profitable thing that I have done. Now, I was skeptical, as I know some of you will be. I was skeptical about doing it. I did not understand how amazing the results would be when I made this one change. And it was a significant change. And that change was this. I distilled everything that I do down to one offer. That's it, one. I had someone reach out to me in the last couple of weeks, and she asked me, what do you have going on for the new year? Because I really need some help. What programs do you have? And I was able to tell her I have one program, and that is it. I'm not offering a bunch of different things. And let me tell y'all, there's freedom in that. So somebody is watching this or will look at this replay. Hello, replay viewers. How are you? You will look at this replay. You will watch this video and you will think, but Demita, I have multiple things that I do and I'm making money with multiple things. But my question is, are you maximizing your time, your energy, and your effort? And the bigger question is, how much more money would you be making if you focused on one of those things instead of doing all of those things? That, my friends, is the biggest challenge. So how did this help me? I'm going to give you some specific reasons or specific ways that this helped. And then I'm going to give you some specific things, 4 actual steps that you can implement in your own business, like starting today, that you can implement in your own business that will help you with your marketing when you can distill down to one offer. Cool? So the very first thing that it allowed me to do, you guys, was actually help my focus. That resulted in a couple of other things. So I no longer had to figure out, how do I share my one-on-one coaching services? How do I share my group, this particular group program? How do I share, this group program? I didn't have to worry about any of that anymore because I only offer one thing. And that one thing incorporates everything else. So we have one program. That's it. In that program, in that one thing, which is called Christian Founders Academy, every now and then you'll see it scrolling across the screen or you'll see it pop up. In Christian Founders Academy, all we do is focus on helping Christian founders. Literally, you launch a business, you want to align it with biblical principles, or you're trying to figure out, I do all these different things. I'm good at several things. How do I pick what I'm good at? So we have a program in Christian Founders Academy. There's a course in there that literally teaches you, how do I pick which service I actually want to stick with and sell? There's a course in there for that, right? Then we have Zero to Profit. That's another course. And we have live training with those courses. But guess what else we do? If anybody needs one-on-one attention, we give them that one-on-one attention right there in the academy. So instead of having to figure out, how do I market each one of these things? I don't have to figure that stuff out anymore. I literally just focused on this one program. And this one program, Christian Founders Academy, this one business, this one coaching company, there's a specific audience for that. So I just focus on helping her over and over again. So I can focus on her, what her questions are, what her challenges are, the things that keep her up at night about trying to get a business off the ground. That's where I put all of my attention. What questions might she be asking? That's the only place that I focus now, right? So this helped me with a couple of other things. I don't know why I'm having voice issues today, y'all. This helped me with a couple of other things. Those other things included social media. Where do I hang out at on social media? And marketing in general. How do I market? Because see, when I focus on one-on-one coaching, that's a different market than the person that wants group coaching. So it requires a different type of marketing, right? It requires people ask different questions. It requires all of that. There are different amounts of payment that are involved. All of that's different. So now instead of me having to figure out different strategies for different programs, I don't have to do that anymore. So it completely changes the way I market. It completely changed where I show up on social media. I understand. I know you are everywhere trying to figure out all the things, because I promise you that was me. But recently, my phone no longer has social media on it. So if you guys are trying to figure out, she doesn't respond to stuff as fast as she used to. I know I took social media off my phone. I don't even get the notifications. And that's another whole story. And I may actually talk about that one day, like social media in general. I may actually talk about that. We'll see. But what I want to do now, because I took it off my phone, I want to teach you, how do I pick the social media channels and the marketing? How do I pick where I should focus my time? And how does having this one offer, how does distilling things down to one thing, how does that help me choose where to focus and spend my time? That's what we're about to talk about for the next few minutes. But I got to tell you, Facebook, we're about to go. All right. So if you are watching on Facebook, do me a favor, do me a solid, as they say, head on over to YouTube, where you can actually have access to the entire full video. You can catch us at YouTube, just as you see right there, video.demetamcgee.com. If you head over there, you're going to hear these last 4 tips. And these are really solid tips on how you figure out where to focus. So how do I know where I should spend my time on social media and with marketing when I distill this thing down to one offer? How do I know where to focus? And what if I actually want to do a couple of different channels? How do I do that? I'm about to finish that up over on YouTube. So thank you so much for hanging out with me, Facebook. Know that I'm live every single Tuesday morning, and you can head on over to YouTube to catch the remainder of this video. If you are on YouTube, we're about to keep going. All right, so let's go ahead and adjust some things here, and we're gonna keep going, y'all. All right, so YouTube, check it out. This is what we do for the remainder of the time that we're going to be chatting it up together. This is what it looks like. So the first thing that you want to do is figure out what this offer is. When you distill this thing all the way down, right? This is where I'm going to focus. What you now want to do is focus on 4 specific steps. 4 steps. And you can put this in place today. All right? Today. You do not have to wait. I want you to look at last year. This is number 1. I want you to look at last year, and I want you to write down every single client that you had, every single one. You can even include the beginning of this year, since we're just at the very beginning of the year. Every client you had, every paying client, every single one. Write them down on a piece of paper. The next thing I want you to write down is how much they paid you over the course of the year. What was the revenue from each one of your clients? You need to know those numbers, right? So however, if you don't know that number off the top of your head, which I wouldn't be shocked if you didn't, all right, how did you accept those payments? Hopefully you have some trackable system. Maybe you're using PayPal. Maybe you're using Stripe. Maybe you're still using Zelle, or maybe you're using Cash App. If you get in the Christian Founders Academy, we'll stop you from doing that. However, maybe you are, but the point is you have some trackable system. I want you to go back to that trackable system, and I want you to write down every single dollar, every account for every cent of revenue, all right, that you earn from your clients. Write their names down, write the dollar amount, add it all up. The next thing I want you to do before you add it up, how did they find you? Do you know the answer to that question? Did they find you on Facebook? Okay, so how did they find you? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? Was it a different type of social media platform? Was it your mama recommended you, so it was a referral? That counts. That counts. So any types of referrals, however they found you, how did they find you? And how did they decide to sign up for your services, right? And so if Susie, over the course of the year, if you earned $1,363 from Susie, how did Susie find you? Susie was on Facebook. That's how she found you. Perfect. So now you know, Susie, I got $1,363 from Facebook. Now, if Joanne found you, right, and Joanne spent $200 and Joanne found you on Facebook, we're doing a running total here. So now I got $200 from Joanne, and she also found me on Facebook. But what if somebody found you, let's say they found you on TikTok, right? And they spent $200. So you see how I'm saying you categorize the money. You categorize where you earn that revenue from. Maybe you earn so much from Facebook, so much from TikTok, so much from YouTube, so much from Google. You categorize it. And you have to take the time to actually categorize it. I was astounded when I categorized last year. I did this exercise, and I was astounded when I got the results. And the results were this. The overwhelming majority of my clients came from Facebook. Hands down, no question. But guess what else I found out? I made more money from clients when they found me on Google. Right. So I have more people who are clients from Facebook, but I have higher paying people who find me on Google. And there's a reason for that. When people are searching on Google, when somebody types in Christian women's business coach, they're looking for a Christian women's business coach, right? So they're looking for someone. So think about your behavior. When you type in something on Google, you're looking for something very specific. When you ask a whole question, how do I make chicken noodle soup from scratch? You are looking for a recipe to make chicken noodle soup from scratch, right? So when you find it, you're like, bam, I'm ready. I'm going out to get my ingredients. Oftentimes people are either researching on Google or they're ready to buy on Google. And so that meant that for my one-on-one coaching services, it costs more for one-on-one coaching than it does for group coaching. So all of my one-on-one clients, it wasn't all of them, it was the overwhelming majority of them, found me by searching on Google. That was really good information for me to know, because that's why. So we've already talked about the first two steps. Step number one, I want you to look at every paying client you have from last year. Every single one. Where did they come from? Word of mouth, Google, YouTube, networking, mama. Where did they come from, right? Number two, how did they find you? How did they find you? And when you calculate that revenue, you will see which channels are actually bringing you in revenue. This is so good because now you may have found out that you're putting a lot of effort in Instagram and nobody's paying you over there. You're learning all the Instagram secrets, but you're not earning any revenue. You're trying to get all the likes. You're trying to get the reels going, but you're not earning a dime. Instagram is making money, but you are not. So that's why this is so amazing. Next, number three, you're going to double down on that channel where you're making that money. Double down on it. So what do? I double down on Facebook. I do a lot of advertising on Facebook. I do a lot of posting on Facebook. That is where the majority of my energy goes, the overwhelming majority. But see, I told you for me, it was twofold. At the same time that I'm doubling down on Facebook, guess what? I also have Google telling me you're making some good money over here on Google. So what you going to do about that? And we've accounted for that as well. And I'm going to share that with you. But this is what I want to teach you about doubling down really quickly on where your audience is, where you're making that money at right now. You want to make sure that you don't end up focusing on a channel where your audience is not. That's why numbers don't lie. Like your perception of where you're spending all your time and energy. See, the likes, let me tell you, social media will get us so messed up. Those likes and those comments will have us thinking we're making money. And we're not. Okay. When someone's commenting on my stuff on Instagram, I'm like, that is so cool, but they're not buying anything. Okay. So there are residual ways to try to get them to move over to the platforms where you are. But right now, what we're focused on is what platform is actually working for you. And then the next step, I'm going to teach you how, if there's a platform where you want to integrate it, I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that in just a moment. But we're not there yet. Give me a couple minutes. We're going to get there. All right. So you want to be where your audience actually is located. If you have to teach your audience how to use a platform, you're going to lose that audience. All right. So let's, if your audience is already on LinkedIn, because they're a professional type of audience and they're not on TikTok, but you got to get your professional audience who's not on TikTok. And I'm not saying there aren't professional people on TikTok, because there definitely are. So this is an example. So if your audience is on LinkedIn, they're accustomed to posting on LinkedIn, they're accustomed to long form content, this is what they like, and you're trying to get them to switch to TikTok, that only works for you if you already have a large enough audience and you're willing to educate them. But for the person who's building their audience, you're starting fresh, your audience is small, you don't want to take the chance of trying to convert them to another platform because you like it. You want to interact with them where they are. And so if they are not in a place, guess what? That's not where your business should focus. Now, if you want to play over there because it's fun for you, make that your hobby. If you're like, but Danita, I love doing TikToks. Well, TikTok, sis, all day if you like it, but that is not where you focus your business energy. Your business energy has to be focused where your audience is actually located. All right. Cool. And while so many people are really wanting to get viral content, this is a side note, viral content does not always help you, because it's so funny to me. Me and my daughter, my sister and my niece, we did a video to the Cuff It challenge. And that video on my Instagram, you guys, it's an Instagram Reels. That thing got like 40,000 views and close to 4,000 likes. And guess what happens? Nothing. Nothing. They go through and like stuff, but that's not your audience. They don't buy from you. So what was one of the things that I had to do? I don't focus on Instagram. Instagram is fun. That's it. And thank you. Shout out to a great business friend of mine, Danae Melvin. She was like, don't just shut it down. I'm going to give you a tip. So this is a tip for y'all that I got from her. She was like, leave something over there, leave it open and let them know where to find you. So I'm actually popping up something on Instagram and saying, hey, thank you so much for checking me out over here, but this is not where I hang out. You can go through the content. If you love it, if you like it, go ahead, interact. But if you want to hang out with me, catch me on Facebook, catch me on YouTube. That's where you can find me. Okay. So that's something that you can do, which leads us to step number 4. What if there is a platform where you do have some audience members, but you're not getting a lot of traction there, but you really want to get some traction there? Then you do exactly what we're doing here. Let me show you. Remember I said that the majority of my clients come from Facebook? That's where I spend the majority of my time. But I also know that I get paid more from clients who find me through Google, who are searching for something specific. That's called search engine optimization, or SEO for short. And I love that stuff, right? So what are we doing? Doubling down, like I told you in step number 3 on Facebook, while at the same time incorporating strategies to grow through search engine optimization. One of the ways that we're doing that is through YouTube. So while I started this video on Facebook, guess what we did? We finished it on YouTube. So that way, this, even though social media, it actually can be optimized for internet searching, YouTube is just a much better engine, already owned by Google. People consume YouTube content different. So when people are searching for something and they find a video on Instagram or on YouTube, excuse me, it's the same concept. They're looking for the recipe to make chicken noodle soup. So they watch the whole video. But on social media, it's more known as interruption marketing, which is a fancy term for I need to interrupt you while you're scrolling. Nobody's expecting on social media to watch a 30-minute video. Most people are expecting their videos to be reels, bite-sized pieces of content. So if I want to be able to interact with you on a more long-term basis, if I want to really dig into some content and really teach some things, then we have to use a different platform. Hence YouTube. And we take this content from YouTube and we add it to our blog. And so now what you guys will see is this content, because search engine optimization really, really likes updated, refreshed content. So when we take this information, transcribe it, yep, I do all the things, make it all nice and pretty, make sure it has multiple headers, make sure we actually have a long tail keyword, short tail key, that's all that SEO stuff. And then we add it to the website. And guess what? The website still has a link if they want to watch the video instead of reading the content to get right back over here on YouTube. All right. So if there is a channel where you know your audience does hang out, like you've done the research and you know they hang out there, then guess what you do? You can start to incorporate that into your marketing strategy, but you don't do it while ignoring where you are really making the bucks. You double down on that strategy that's working for you, and you start to incorporate this new strategy as well. And therefore, you can continue to test it, but do not neglect what is working. All right. Prayerfully, that was super duper helpful, because I'm telling you, it has helped me. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Do not forget, you can still grab a copy of the Founder's Journal. You guys, this journal is for faith-based entrepreneurs who want to align their business with biblical principles. Check it out. It is amazing. You can get it right off Amazon. But if you check that link right there, journal.damitamcgee.com, it will take you directly to Amazon so you can grab your copy. We have these amazing bonus materials and resources that go directly with the journal. Once you get your copy, you'll have the information so you can get your bonus materials. Make sure you grab those. And then, of course, if you are an aspiring entrepreneur or an existing entrepreneur and you really want to align your business with biblical principles and you need some support doing that, don't forget to check out Christian Founders Academy. And you can do that here at academy.damitamcgee.com. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Be blessed. I'm so grateful for you. And I'll see you next time, next Tuesday, right here on YouTube, Facebook, but definitely D McGee TV. Bye-bye for now, y'all.